Hey guys, how are you? I'm so sorry I'm so late. Work ran a little bit over before this. I really needed to kind of jot down some ideas before I completely lost my train of thought. Um, it does make me think that I may have some level of undiagnosed ADHD where if I lose my train of thought, it ain't coming back. Like it's not coming back. I've been like this for as long as I can remember. I get very hyper focused on things. So sticking to a schedule is a little bit of a challenge for me. But you make do. You kind of have to live on schedules. So I apologize that I am like 25 minutes late. I thought, you know what, let's just hop right into our 30-minute practice session. Let's take our flute out and just get right to work. But yes, excuses. I've kind of known that I'm like this for as long as I can remember. In recent years, I have been reading about people's very common symptoms when you have some or like to varying degrees of severity, what are the symptoms of ADHD? And yeah, I do think that I may have some level of like undiagnosed ADHD, but it's not so detrimental to my life that I don't think I need to go on medication, but because I have a lot of coping mechanisms that I use. So yeah. Some people think I'm very organized, but I'm not actually organized because I'm organized. I am organized because I am disorganized. So like if you guys actually saw the state of my office, beyond what the camera shows, then you'll be like, yeah, she probably has, undiagnosed, some level of ADHD. So, women were underdiagnosed. Yeah, I'm not surprised that women are underdiagnosed. And yeah, you are right. We do display differently. So, BNA bound, if you didn't have a note-taking app with you at all times, you never get anything done. Yeah, everything goes on my calendar. My calendar actually doubles as my note-taking app. I have tried having separate to-do lists. The list itself gets lost. So it's super dumb. That's life. It is what it is. So ADHD can look like OCD for compensation. Yeah. I definitely have episodes of like, I need to get things done or get my full thought out first before I can move on to the next thing. So that's just what happened to me right now, guys. I have literally, that is the excuse. And I'm just going to call it an excuse because it is. So it looks manic. Yeah. Yeah, I have noticed that, like, especially this week, I've been very productive, because I have been very vigilant about sticking to a routine. And that has really helped. That's a really good coping mechanism, actually. So yeah, that's really helped. Oh, I just realized I gouged my finger here. That's nice. I hope that doesn't start bleeding. Hello, Michael. How are you? You call it an organized mess. That's great, Bill. Okay, I just wanted to call everyone out. BNA bound. Hello, Nathan. Jen, Henry, Megan, of course, Susie, Michael, and Bill. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We're going to get started right now because I am late. So here we go. Gonna get that going. And does it? Oh, okay. Give me a sec, guys. This thing doesn't know what my timer is. So, okay. Let me make sure this thing knows what my timer is. There we go. Okay, here we go. And let's go. Oh. Oh, wrong microphone. Hello, Miguel and Chris. How are you guys? Flute, do it. All right, to answer your question about aligning my flute properly, there are two things that I discovered about myself. I did notice that a lot of my friends look down the flute like this. And for the longest time, I wasn't understanding why that absolutely never worked for me. Like, I felt like my eyes were broken, and I didn't know why I could not see how my lip hole was lined up with my keys. And then many years later, I discovered that I am cross dominant. So that means that I actually aim with my left eye. So this whole time I've been looking down my flute on my right eye, which is not my aiming eye. So of course it like made no sense to me. Like if I do it with my left eye, yeah, then I can very much see exactly. But with my right eye, it's like everything is like offset. It's like really weird. So that's the first thing. So that's why I developed over time. I saw other flutists doing this. And so I mimicked them. I saw some flutists just looking at their flutes like this, just face on like this with both eyes open and, turning the head joint wherever they want to with both eyes open, like Turkish dad Olympian, and so, I didn't know why that worked for me. As it turns out, it's because my left eye was open, and that's the eye that I use to aim. So did I swap out my ring? This is actually my real wedding ring. I probably should actually swap it out for my silicone ring. You have a good eye. Thank you for reminding me. There we go. Okay, so I've got my silicone ring now. But anyway, so that's one thing about like aiming, with your eyes. But the second thing is I'm like, aside from being fairly visual, as in terms of a learner, I'm very tactile. So when I put my flute up, I actually kind of do it by feel too. Like, I can tell if it's off a little bit. So, then I will just kind of like adjust it and compensate. So those are the two things. It took me way too long, guys, to find out that I was cross dominant. There are so many things that I feel like I could have done a lot better in my life if I had just known that I was a certain way. So physical education, PE, phys ed, whatever you want to call it, was always a nightmare for me because I would always use the right side of my body to aim for things. So if I'm like kicking things, like kicking a soccer ball, or if I'm like, softball, doing softball and stuff like that, my aim was just always off. Always. It didn't matter how much I concentrated, my aim was always off. Throwing a football was horrible. Throwing a basketball was horrible. Everything was horrible. And then, as an adult, when I found out that I was cross dominant, I started to when you toss things into the trash. So I started to throw it across the room with my left arm, and it was like bang on every time. And then, you know, I also had opportunities here and there to like kick a ball. So I started to do it with my left foot, and it was like bang on every time. And I was just like, why? I feel like I could have done so much better in sports, and I probably would have like enjoyed sports a lot more if I had known that I was cross dominant. At least I found out. Yeah. So exactly. So I just thought I would mention that. So you bring up a good point, really. Cool. So harmonics was good. So let's move on. Oh, I didn't turn on the chat. Let me turn on the chat. Sorry about that, guys. That's what I forgot to do. There we go. Cool. So let's do De La Sonorite. So we're back on exercise 1. Okay, cool. So we'll do that real quickly. Nothing crazy. We're just kind of running through our checklist right now. This exercise is great. Is fantastic. It is really helping me with control, and also really figuring out where to resonate the note. So the softer the note, the more it needs to resonate further forward in the mouth. And the louder the note, the further back. So that's another variable that I've been discovering and exploring. So. I keep cracking it, so I need to make sure that I'm not raising the speed of the airstream too high. Okay. Ooh, Ontario Flute Center. Ooh, cool. just to make it clear, I do not believe that the Ontario Flute Center is the same company as the Flute Center of like New York and Chicago. I can sense that there is starting to become a little bit of confusion in the chat about that. I thought I'd make that clear. So yeah, it's a different one. So I just want to make sure that anyone watching this is clear on that. But good on them. Also, yeah, I really like that COA video that I made with Flute Center. I've been wanting to make that video for years. Like, I'm talking years. Probably by the point that I made it with them, I had been wanting to make that video for like 10 years. But it's really kind of awkward to ask a flute repair person to show their whole process and to like explain it, because there's a lot of like industry secrets and stuff like that. And so I was just so tickled to know that this whole time, Phil had no problem making this video. It's just that I had been scared off by previous situations where I felt that I would be not only rejected, but scolded for asking to make such a video. So eternally thankful to Phil for just being so chill about it. I knew that it was going to be such a great video and it was going to really like help everyone understand what goes into a COA and how actually really crazy the work is. The work is extremely precise craftsmanship, and I think a lot of people didn't know that. There are a lot of aspects of it that I didn't know either until I made the video. So yeah, the COA one. Yeah. It's fantastic. I love that video too. Okay, let's finish this off. Okay, still not at quite the level of precision that I'm shooting for, but much better than, you know, even just the beginning of this week. So I'm not complaining. Let's do a little bit of circular breathing. No, please be chatty. Please be chatty. If any of you guys feel like being super chatty, just talk. I would rather have you guys like having fun and chatting and then me joining in when I can. I prefer this type of practicing. So please keep chatting. Hey Cranky, how are you? Michael, you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, circular breathing is surprisingly difficult to do when you have a little bit of phlegm in the back of your nose. There's all this that I was doing. Oh well, that was good enough for today. I had to like 2 really good ones, so not bad, not bad. Okay, we continue because we don't have a lot of time. Again, we're just going to see how long these 480 exercises are. The number 368. If it is very long, I'm going to do half today and then half on Tuesday. Where is 368? Oh, just passed it. Yeah, it's a little long, so I think I'm only going to do 2 of them. These are 7th chords on G. Here we go. It does sound like the Forest Temple in Ocarina of Time. Now I can't unhear it. All right, not bad. Bit of a workout. I can definitely feel it. I think what I will do, based on the time, that's the only one I'm going to do. So I'm going to start from G minor 7 next time. So I'll put here G minor 7. There we go. Woo! fits in perfectly. Okay. Next, let's do a few turnarounds. So more of this high note business. We'll take out my metronome. Unsure if I can do 70 on these really, really crazy ones. So I'm going to dial it back down to 65. Okay. All right. 65. We're starting from 34. Okay. Okay. One more. Okay. Not bad. I'm getting a little bit better at keeping it resonating quite high. So that is allowing me to not have to do so much of that extra puff of air for the high C. And that makes it sweeter and also just generally like it just like smoother. You know, you don't get that weird punch in the middle. So, okay. Just making our way through. I am unsure if I can make it through the entirety of movement 3 with only 6 minutes, but we can certainly try. So we'll start from the beginning and see where that takes us. Okay. Unsure if I did. Okay, I know where I went wrong. Okay. That phlegm is very distracting. I need to see which parts I got correct. Okay. Things are sorting themselves out much more nicely than earlier this week, so I will take that win. Yeah, and then I kind of lost my place around where we last stopped. Okay, so I do want to go over it a little bit before we do a bit of Genshin Impact. Okay. Oh, okay. I see the time. I need to stop there. So we have to do the second half later. We'll put that in here. So we'll do second half. And yeah, man, living with using a timer is just, it's a real godsend for someone like myself. Okay, just really quick, little bit of Rapid as Wildfires. work on. The spots that I was thinking of worked, and then the other spots didn't. Okay. That's all I have time for. I'm already over time. So let's clean up. Tone day today was actually pretty good. So I feel like I have way more control over what I'm doing. The fingers are tending to be closer to the keys as well. Those high notes, I feel like I just have way more just like comfort around them. They're ringing out more. I don't have to force them as much. Things are, it's good. It's good. We're doing good. I think the two of the exercises that I am doing right now are really helping. It's the dynamics exercises that I'm doing for the Moyse De la Sonorite. That one is insanely helping with control and knowing where to place things. It's really helping out this middle section of the third movement of the Ibert. Like I know it's like much less of a guessing game now where those high notes, those like soft high notes hit. And then also the turnarounds. Oh, thank you to the maker of this swab, Nicholas, for gifting me those exercises. Holy cow. I can tell that, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the beginning of the Ibert movement 3 is now like stabilizing, and like I'm really just kind of like hitting those notes now reliably, whereas before it was not actually that reliable. So I am actually curious to see how this is going to transform the opening of the first movement as well. Hello, Allison. How are you? So do I have any pointers on breath control for long passages? More than likely, you are overblowing. More than likely. Like I'm noticing that this is the case, teaching breath control over long passages with a lot of my students. I would say pretty much 100% of the time, you can bet you're overblowing. So nothing's going to happen to you if you experiment at home. Okay. Like in the comfort of your own practice room, dial back the amount of air, the volume of air that you're putting in. Dial it down to 50% of what you normally use and see what you can get away with. You will be surprised how long you can last if you don't overblow. That would be my big tip. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate it. Yes, I do feel the Ibert has come a long way. I'm very excited to see how it's going to come along in the later part of this year. So, yes, Allison is one of my oldest viewers. So Allison became a moderator. Yay, you guys are going to talk more flute repair. Yes. Oh my gosh, this is great. And Henry had your orientation at your new school today. Fantastic. Fantastic. I hope you're going to just have a ton of fun. All right. Sorry for it being super late here, but have a wonderful rest of your day, Bill. Thank you so much for joining. And hello, David. How are you? I did not realize you could use rhinestones to line up your flute. That is such a delightfully glam way of doing it. I love it. I am for it. Hello, Lippity. How are you? How is life? Are you excited for Natlan? Because I am. If you guys don't know what Natlan is the new area that's coming out in Genshin. Coming out very soon. It's like end of this month, right? Or something like that, like next week or something crazy. So I am planning on streaming my reaction entering Natlan. So the same way that I did entering Fontaine, I was going to do the same thing going into Natlan. December 2017. Oh my goodness, that's how long you've been following my stuff. Holy cow, that's a really long time. Thank you so much. Fall drinks are happening. Is it the PSL pumpkin spice latte? Is that what's happening? I'm going to be completely real with you guys. As much as I want to be able to say things like, I'm not like those other girls. I am. I love me a good PSL. The only problem is that I can't really have much of it because I think my body is extremely sensitive to flavor shots. It's really sad. It's really freaking sad. I can't actually have flavor shots. There's something in the flavor shots that my body just hates. Like I get the full bloat, upset stomach. Like it's just, it's extremely uncomfortable. So it's so sad. All you see anymore is the color orange. I feel it, especially because also a pumpkin cream chai latte. Okay. BNA is asking how John is doing. Very slowly, still slowly turning the corner. We were able to go out for dinner last night, which was a huge win, but it was still actually just a hair too much for his physical state. So, you know, like we're taking our wins, but it is very slow. He's still very slowly getting better. Yeah. And Michael, I just wanted to say, I did see your comments here in the chat. I'm going to be completely real with you. I just don't really know how to respond. I appreciate your appreciation for my last video, and stuff like that. I appreciate that so very much, but I just don't, I'm going to be completely real with you. I cannot formulate an answer, like, or a response, that is. So yeah, John he's improving very slowly. This is a really bad flare that takes weeks to get to its worst state. So usually these flares, you start to see the flare coming on 3 to 4 weeks before you hit the worst point. And then it takes another 3 to 4 weeks to get to a comfortable state after the worst point. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for your understanding and for your care and your support. We really appreciate it. We have been really surprised by how far reaching that video has already gone, considering that, you know, I'm a pretty small channel, and also my content is super niche, and topical steroid withdrawal is technically speaking, you could say, is even more niche. So we're just really happy that we have been able to connect with some people. Some of our friends have actually connected with us and revealed to us that they're going through something very similar. And so just knowing that we can be a community together and support each other has been amazing. So, hey, Feminist Chickpea! Hello! And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's okay. I also have a little bit of brain fog right now too. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. There's been a lot going on. You know, I've been productive every single day. So I think my body is not 100% used to it. So I'm pretty tired Friday, you know, but I think most people get pretty tired by Friday. So yeah. Yeah, Allison, is very draining, is extremely draining. This week I just made it a point to make sure I was working every day though, because I feel that it makes me a better caregiver and a better caretaker when I care for myself and when I continue to develop myself and continue to do my own work, you know, and solidify my sense of self that way, you know. So I'm so glad to be a part of your journey too, Feminine Chickpea. I know that the healing journey has been very long and is still going on. So I feel it. Yeah, long-term health journeys are really tough. And like I just want, I want anyone, you know, including Feminine Chickpea here, anyone who feels that they feel very alone in their long journey. These journeys can be so long that like a year or a few years later, people ask you, hey, you're all better now, right? You know, and you're like, no. And like having to say no, or in the off times that sometimes, let's be real, sometimes we pretend and we lie and we say that we're fine. But I have chosen to not lie, you know. Jake, hello, welcome. I'm so sorry, I'm actually about to leave. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you all. I've heard about that book by Renee Fleming. Wow. But yeah, so huge hugs to all of you. To anyone who is going through a long-term health journey, as Feminine Chickpea very eloquently put here. Yeah, I just wanted to, hi Carol, I'm so sorry, I have to go. But yeah, I just want to, you know, put it out there that you're not alone. I think, sure, we are very kind of, our issues, our chronic conditions are very invisible to the world, mostly because, and I just realized this in the past few days, the reason why a lot of people have no idea that people go through this type of stuff is because we are so beaten up that we stay at home. So no one sees what we're like when we're at home by ourselves. So like I thought that it was important for me to speak up and talk about what happens at home. So yeah, I personally, I believe that is one of the biggest reasons why, you know, it's such a shock to a lot of people to know that so many people go through chronic conditions and have these crazy things that pull them out of life and stuff like that. Yeah, you don't see it because you don't see it because they're at home. So anyway, before I keep yapping, hello, love, I'm ending. Do you want to say hi?
Hello.
Oh, he said hi.
But we need to have lunch.
Yes, we need to have lunch. So I'm going to go, guys. I love you all so very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe because there's no music without the musician. Oh, yeah, you guys like my roses? Thank you. But I will see you guys later. Bye. Say bye, love. Say bye. Love, please. Say bye.
Okay, bye.